Oh dear. Right, so come standing and just lift and roll your shoulders. And then breathing in, raise your hands, clasp them, and reverse, coming up. Press your feet into the ground. Breathing out, go to one side. Breathing in, come to the center. And breathing out, go to the other side. Breathing in, come to the center. Breathing out, just turn slightly. Breathing in, come to the center. And breathing out, turn slightly to the other side. Breathing in, come back to the center. Test our balance by lifting the heels and then breathing out, lower the heels. And then gently lower the arms to the waist. Step the feet a little bit out and very gently just bend your knees. And then stand up and lower your hands. Lift and roll your shoulders. And then clasp your hands behind your back, opening up your shoulders. And just turn from the left to the right and back to center. This opening your chest literally stretches the muscles linking to the diaphragm, but these muscles through the connective tissue also link to the heart. So it's a very safe stretch, giving space in the heart area. And then breathing out, just slide your hands down your legs to the shins, press your hands into the shins, and breathing in, lengthen from your tailbone to the top of the head. And breathing out, bend your knees and elbows come out to the side. Breathing in, press your hands into the shins. Stay here as you breathe out. And breathing in, press your feet into the ground as you roll up vertebra by vertebra to standing. And then inhaling, raising your arms up. Just hold the thumbs and just very gently move from side to side. Come to the center, lower your arm. And then begin to bend your knees. And we're going to come down onto the mat and come to stretching out, lying on our backs. So come to lying. If you want to keep a bend in your knees, you can do. But otherwise, if you're happy to come to lying, rotate both your ankles and your wrists. Your elbows can rest on the ground and your wrists can come upwards slightly, but just rotate ankles and wrists, waking up the circulation. And then rotate the other way, rotating your ankles and your wrists. And then relax your hands by the side of you. They can be palms down or palms up at this stage. And as you breathe in, extend your right heel and bending your right elbow, lift your right arm above your head, as little as much as you would like, stretching your foot away and stretching your arm away. And breathing out, relax your arm back down by your side and relax and release your leg. And then inhaling, extend your left heel and raise your left arm, stretching your arm away from you and stretching your heel away from you. And then breathing out, relax the arm and just relax the leg. This time, Bend both knees, one knee and then the other knee, and place your feet hip width apart on the floor. And just start with a pelvic tilt, so you're pressing your lower back into the ground as if you're going to lift your bottom and then relaxing and releasing. You're just beginning to wake up the base of your spine at the lower back level. And then bring one knee into the chest and then the other knee to hug both knees into the chest. And just rock gently from side to side. And from there, place your left foot back onto the floor, hug your right knee into your chest, and dropping your hands behind your right thigh, extend your right foot up to the ceiling. And then once more, begin to circle the right ankle in one direction, and then circle the right ankle in the other direction. And you can begin to slide or walk your hands up the back of your leg, bringing your leg towards you, only to within your capacity. And if you want to increase your abdominal tone, drop one hand. I'm going to drop my right hand behind my head and neck to support my head and neck as I breathe out and lift my head up slightly towards my right leg. And then relaxing as I breathe and relax out, lowering my head and hugging the right knee into the chest. And let your right knee drop out very fractionally to the right as you begin to circle the right knee, holding it with the right hand. You're moving your femur in the hip socket and giving flexibility to the hip. And then reverse your circle very slowly. And then come to the center and gently, and with support, place your right foot back down onto the ground. And transfer your focus to your left side as you pick your left knee up and hug your left knee into the chest. Just enjoy that stretch as you are stretching the lower back muscles. And then very gently drop your hand below your left thigh to support your left leg as you gently and slowly extend your left leg towards the ceiling. You can still keep a bend in your knee and gently begin to rotate once more your left ankle in one direction. And then rotate your left ankle in the other direction. And then come to the center and come to stillness. And using your hands, slide your hand up the back of your left thigh, bringing your left leg towards you. And optionally, you can hold your left leg with one hand and drop the other hand behind your head and neck to support them as you breathe out and lift up towards your left leg. And then relaxing your head back down and hug your left knee in towards your chest once more. Let the left knee just move slightly out in a V, holding your left leg or knee with your left hand. You can rest your right hand on your right hip or your abdomen and just circle the left knee a couple of times very gently, moving the top of the leg in the hip socket. And then very gently rotate the left knee in the other direction. Still holding your left knee, bring your right knee up and hug both knees into the chest. Your knees are slightly apart now. And then slide your hands down your shins so that you're holding just above your ankles. And you are opening, it's like a lying Baddha. You're opening the inner groin, which tunes or connects into your lymph system at the lower part of your body. So it's just a stretch of the hip in a slightly different direction. And take an in and an out breath here. You won't stay here for that long. And then from here, bring both feet to the ceiling. You're still holding at the ankle, so you're opening your hips in a slightly different way. That might be enough for you, but if you want to reach a little bit further and hold underneath your foot in a happy baby pose, you're very welcome to do that. That's a stronger stretch into the hips. It can be very satisfying. But if that's not good for you, then just slide your hands back to holding above your ankles. And then very gently just release and bring your knees towards your chest, hugging your knees in once more, hugging in, still holding your knees as you let them move away from you. Hug your knees into your chest. And then extend both feet and your hands to the ceiling like a dead bug. Hug your knees back into your chest again. And then very gently, slightly rock from side to side. Just massaging across the lower back and the upper sacral area. And how much you decide to rock from side to side is up to you. You can even rock to one elbow and then reverse the movement and just rock all the way across your back to the other elbow, or just keep it a very much smaller movement. But then very gently let your knees drop over, if that's available to you, to your right side away from your heart. And take a moment to readjust as you very, very gradually pick yourself up and come to a seated position. And come to a cross-legged position if that's good for you. Come to seated. And then as you inhale, lengthen your spine. And as you breathe out, curl in, your chin comes to your chest. As you breathe in, sit up, you're holding your shin for extra grip. And breathing out, curl in, chin comes to chest. And one more time, sitting up and breathing out, chin comes to chest. And then just bring your hands underneath your knees. Come to unravel your legs and come to kneeling. So we come into a very gentle cat-cow. Inhaling, dipping the back, either looking along the mat or looking up. Breathing out, round the back, chin comes to the chest. Inhaling, dipping the back. And breathing out, rounding, chin comes to the chest. And last time, as you breathe in, dip your back, looking up. And rounding, chin comes to the chest. And then this time, if you're able to kneel up, you can take Any support under your legs? Okay, you're still there, just one with them. And we're going to do a kneeling salute to the sun. So inhaling, raising your arms up, breathing out, bending your arms, bending your knee with your legs, and coming to cat. Dipping your back as you look either up or along the mat. And rounding your back, your chin comes to your chest, and you tuck your toes underneath, coming to bringing your abdomen towards your spine and coming to a very sort of downward dog. In a version of the day, bend one knee and then the other knee, one knee and then the other knee. Bend both knees back down to the ground, stretching the underneath of your toes. This stretches your lung meridians. Now flatten your feet. You can bounce your feet on the ground. This connects to the upper lymph or the lymph on the tops of your feet. And then bring your bottom towards your heels, just stretching out in a nanosecond in a swan or child pose. And then coming back to moving into cat. And then sliding the hands to your knees as you kneel up. Inhaling, raising your hands. You can look straight ahead or look up, depending on your neck. And breathing out, lower your arms. And lift and roll your shoulders. And then come down to cat again. On all fours. Breathing in, dip your back, look up, or along the mat. Breathing out, round your back, your chin comes to your chest. Inhaling, dipping your back, looking up or along the mat. Breathing out, rounding, your chin comes to your chest. Move your bottom slightly back, tuck your toes, and come to a very soft downward dog. Your knees can be bent throughout. You can widen your feet. You can walk the dog by bending one knee and then the other. The heel doesn't have to come to the ground. This is classified as an inversion. So upside down to your circulation. And then gently bend both knees, coming back down to the ground. Untuck your toes. Slide your hands towards your knees as you kneel up. And this time, open your palms upwards and look up. You're opening the shoulder joint here. And then just relax your hands. And this time, one hand in front, one hand behind as you turn slightly. Come to the center. And then breathing out, just turn to the other side. And come to the center. And then just come back down onto the mat. As we once more dip our backs, breathing in, looking up into cat. Breathing out, rounding, chin comes to the chest. And then come to a neutral back, so it's neither dipped nor rounded. And just gently sway your bottom, swaying your tail from side to side. Rock-a-bye baby, it's quite good for moving the abdominal energy that can get very stagnated. It's our prana energy, it's our foundational energy. And you can just, as you move your bottom, you can feel perhaps a stretch at the intercostal muscles. It's just a very gentle abdominal and lower organ opener as you go from side to side. And then just bring your hands back to tuck your toes and taking all the time you need to come up into a gentle grounded, a sort of dog, and then you just carry on to a forward bend, move your feet towards your hands towards your feet, bend your knees, And then just roll up gently and gradually, vertebra by vertebra. You can use your hands to trace up your body to support you. And when you come up to standing, just lift and roll the shoulders. And then I'm going to step out in a triangle. Might be easier if I have my back to you. And I'm going to turn my right foot out, my left foot slightly in, and come to raising my arms. If this is too much, if you had a shoulder issue, you can always place your hands on your waist. And soften the front knee, looking beyond your right hand, your third finger of the right hand. And then inhaling, dropping your back left hand, raising your thumb to look up to your thumb with your head, your eyes. Becomes a mindfulness practice because your eyes disconnect from the stress centers of your brain. You can't hold breath like this. And then come back to a warrior. Straighten your leg, lifting your hand up, looking up, and then coming back to a warrior. Straighten your leg, drop your hands, and then turn your right foot in slightly and your left foot out. Your left toes, depending on your hip capacity, sometimes like to be angled slightly inwards. If you're internally rotated on your hips, they quite like that, but otherwise just have your feet straight. And it's the same thing, warrior on the other side. So I'm looking beyond the third finger with my left hand. If this is too much, you can always drop your hands to your shoulders. And inhaling, reaching up with your left hand and looking up towards your thumb. And breathing out. Warrior two, softening your knees. And then breathing in, looking up. And then breathing out, softening. And then just come to lower your hands. I'm going to come around so that I'm facing you. And just really bend your knees. Use your hands to slide down. And just perhaps leave them at your shins. Just come into a very gentle forward bend. Bring your feet parallel to support that. And just take for a moment an in and an out breath. Coming forward, letting your head relax. And then bring your heels into one another. And then your big toes, so you'll come like a pigeon, heel turning your feet inwards. And when your feet are parallel, you feel comfortable, bend both knees, press your feet down and slide your hands back up to your body. Bring your feet to hip width apart. And then lift and roll the shoulders. And then inhaling, raise your hands. Reverse them and palms go upwards. And once more, just enjoy a lateral side, breathing out, inhaling to the center and side to the other side. Coming to the center. Just gently rotate to one side, come to the center and rotate to the other side and come to the center. And then just lower your hands back down to your waist, placing your hands on your waist, and then just bending your knees so that your bottom is slightly away from you. Just put your abdominal control on, and then pressing your feet down as you stand up. It also is quite good for your ankles as well, through the weight-bearing part of our feet. This is very Tai Chi, this next part. It moves every joint in your body, and bending your knees, like flying, like so your feet are pressing into the ground, your ankles are bending, your knees are bending. You've got a movement going through your hips. As you lift your wings, you're stretching upwards and under the arms, so your lymph system. Your shoulders are getting movement, as are your elbows as you bend. And the air is traveling through your fingers, so sense of touch, which activates to the element of air and links through to our hearts. And then just come to bringing your hands by your side. As your hands fall naturally, they fall about 3 or 4 finger widths under the navel, which is all dantian in Chinese medicine. So as you breathe in, raise your hands like just gently up and then reverse as you go up, and then just release your hands. It's a very strange exercise. It might be better if I do this way. So I'm breathing in, and then I'm now going to just go over my head and going out. You're disconnecting the electrical magnetic field from everything that's around you. So it's almost cleansing your aura or your magnetic field. And then just lift and roll the shoulders again. And just circle your wrist up, stretch your fingers out like sun rays, and then circle them down as you breathe out. Circling your wrists upwards, open like sun rays, look ahead if that's not good for your neck, and then circle your hands and wrists down. And then once more lift and roll your shoulders. And then coming to bending your knees, back onto the mat, however that works for you. I'm going to bring my hands and then allow my knees to come down. And then I'm going to just move my bottom to the side. And I'm going to sit with my legs out in front of me. And my hands in therapy can just be relaxed. I want to press on my hands and lift my chest. So I don't know if you can see, it's uplifting. It's uplifting for the mood. It gives space from the diaphragm through to the internal organs. And uplifting at the heart is very much an antidepressive movement, that you are slightly lifting your chin and you're slightly looking up. So it's very hard to maintain stress when you are up. And then just relax and release. Just bounce your legs to get a vibration into the leg movement. Just it's vibration is anti-stagnation. So just bounce your legs. And then come with your legs in a very soft V. Move the flesh out, maybe from underneath your bottom. And then just very gently turn towards one leg. I'm going to turn towards my right leg. And just very gently slide back your hands down your leg. Settle perhaps on your shins. It's a very subtle forward bend. When you're happy, when you feel that you're extending from your tailbone all the way to your head, just relax here and take a couple of breaths. It's a very gentle forward movement. And there's a subtle difference, or a big difference. Anti-depression, you want to be uplifted. But that's very different from anxiety, which is a spike of stress out. And anxiety, you want to come slightly forward. So this is calming for the nervous system. The back of your neck is stretched. And you're encouraging the flow of blood and prana through your spine to your head. So from a point of view of creativity and just resetting your button, this is quite helpful. And also in this position, it is naturally just coming in towards your chest a little bit. And this activates the vagus nerve, which decreases inflammation in the system. So it ticks many boxes. You would need to stay here for quite a few breaths to get the full benefit. But nevertheless, it's quite calming. And then Sliding your hands upwards to support you. Come to the center. Lengthen your body by slightly using your hands to support your weight to sit up. And then turn towards the other leg. Press your hands down either side of your leg or onto your thigh to lengthen your body. And then very gently walk your hands down your left leg in my case. Feel the length along your spine from the tailbone to the head and just relax forward. And come to that calming movement. You don't have to go right down. You can if you want to. If you want to extend your heel, you'll feel a stretch on the inside of your leg. That stretch is the psoas muscle. It's very much implicated in the hip movement, but it's also implicated in not activated. You switch that muscle off. It's implicated when out of balance with fear of what's ahead of us. Anyway, that's just a side, and we're just looking to calm the nervous system as we come very slightly forward. And then pressing the hands down on your shin or on the side to support you as you walk your hands up. Come once more to a seated position. Place your hands sort of under your thighs just to support the legs as you slightly bend the knees, lifting them and bringing your legs back into one another. And once more, just gently move your legs, just touching the floor, just activating the energy. And so now we're going to come to gently forward bend. Just slightly press your hands either on your thighs or either side of you. Lengthen your body. And just very gently come to a nearest forward bend, pressing your hands, lengthening along the spine, and then just relaxing forward. Again, this has all benefits for forward bend, calm the nervous system. Also giving space to the vertebra, so it encourages your breath to go into your back or into the back area of you, and it also has a very slight stretch for the kidneys, which is your life essence, and then the adrenal gland sitting above the kidneys, which is part of your stress centers. So you're just giving a nod to further supporting your calming pose for the forward bend. And then just sliding your hands up and either come to relaxing or come to a seated position, because we're just going to spend a couple of moments relaxing from the practice that we've done. So however you want to do this, come to a side seated or lying. And whichever pose you choose, just have a sense of breathing in and out only through your right side, as if only your right side exists. Your right toes, your big toe, your right foot, ankle, your right leg, shins, calves, your right knee, right thigh, right hip, right side of the abdomen, going all the way through to the right side of the chest, collarbone, the right shoulder and arm, all the way down through to the right hand and fingers. And then coming up along the right side of the spine, all the way to the right side of the back of the head, and over the head to the right eyebrow, right eye, right side of the face, chin, and right side of the throat. And feel that you're breathing only on the right side. This is a rebalancing visualization. And now bring your attention to the left side, as if only your left side exists. Your left toe, space beyond your toes, your left foot, left sole of the foot and ankle, all the way up through your left leg to your knee, thigh, the hips and abdomen, moving all the way up to the body, stomach, chest, collarbone, to the shoulder, the left arm and elbow, all the way down to left wrist, hand, and space beyond the left fingers. Moving up the left side of the spine, the back of the head on the left side, back of the neck, head, forehead, eyebrows, left eye, left side of the face, jaw, left throat, left sinus. And feel now that only your left side exists. So the only thing that's joining you, left and right, is your spine. And feel that your spine, like stitches, is holding you together. All the nerves connect through your spine. So we're linking left and right side, balancing the left and right brain hemispheres, but also the left and the right side of the body, bringing equilibrium both to our physical and mental sides of our left and right. And feel now that the spine is the one thing that's joining both sides together as you reunite our left with our right with our left, rebalancing the energies where they need to be balanced. And just lowering your chin to your chest to take a bow for yourself. This has been an Ayurvedic practice today. And Ayurveda is the medicine side of yoga. So it also has the effect, and I should have done this before we started, of completely lowering your blood pressure. A couple of people have tried this and they've said yes, it absolutely does, but I think all yoga has that slight effect. So thank you, and hope you've enjoyed your Ayurvedic rebalancing, and have a lovely rest of the day. Thank you very much.